everybody, welcome back to the Raw Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you every single day why. You already know why. We are growing a tribe here and it is growing, and I am loving it. And because of that, I'm gonna ask you to do it the same thing. I'm gonna ask you to do the same thing today, and that would be go down in your settings. Yes, go down there, find your subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And I do pop in. I just popped in today. And also give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. One of the readers in the comments said that the algorithm drags me like the Scottish drags the trolls on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I'm telling you, when I saw that comment, I was dead. I'm telling you, but is it true? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Also, I just want to say thank you to all the people who watch the commercials, who do not push the skip button, who absolutely support the channel in that way. Just know you are appreciated, and I am so thankful to have your support. Also, right about here, that's the join button, that's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one time donation, our super thanks button is right over there. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all. I do have some shout outs today. I do. And I have a PayPal. Yes, Miss Lillian Maldonado sent me a little PayPal, and I am so over the moon. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for just being you, and just thank you for being a part of this community and a part of my tribe. I'm telling you, Lillian is everything. She is such a ride or die and such a great supporter of the channel. And I am so lucky to have her. All right. I hope this next name, I'm saying it right, but it says Gibby You May. Give me your way. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Gibmeaway. Gibby You May. I hope I'm saying it right, but thank you for the super thanks. And just thank you for being a part of our tribe. We are loving having you here. And I hope you are loving being here. I mean it. And thank you for your support. Just thank you for seeing something in my channel. I appreciate it. Also, Angel Earth. Angel Earth is a ride or die, and Angel Earth decided to come on through today, and I am so thrilled, so happy to see that she has came through, and she continues to support the channel. She's unwavering in her support, and I am so grateful and so thankful to have her as a part of my tribe. I am. And of course, Lorna Williams. I just want to thank Lorna. Lorna is a ride or die. Lorna be in the comments, just bringing all of the knowledge. I'm telling you, woo, Lorna knows so much about the royal family, so much about Harry and Meghan. I'm telling you, I love when she comes through with the knowledge. I read her comments every time she posts it because I know Lorna is going to come with the knowledge. So thank you, Lorna. Thank you for being a part of this tribe. And thank you for being a part of this community. You are valued. Let me tell you that. And thank you for the super thanks as well. And Deborah Copeland decided to come on through today. And Deborah is a ride or die. She is a unwavering supporter of this channel. And I am so lucky to have her. And I'm so happy that she is a part of this tribe. I am so lucky with so many great people who are a part of this tribe. I remember when I had nobody. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have nobody as my, in my tribe. To be honest, it was just me talking to the in the void, just yelling in the void. But if you go back to the very first podcast that I did, I said, I am looking for my tribe. And I'm going to tell y'all, I have found y'all, or I don't know, maybe y'all found me. I don't know which, but I am so thrilled that we are together. All right, with all that said, I know I said a lot, but y'all know when I start just thanking y'all because y'all are just so good and I just love my tribe so much. I do, and I love this community. So I can get a little carried away, but with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all, because of course we have a lot. Do we have a lot? So the pace is gonna be quick because I'm gonna try to jam in everything that I want to talk about. So, of course, when I am putting the read together, y'all already know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have done today. I have been in these internet streets, and I'm telling you, the streets are pretty hot. It's a lot going on. Now, is it anything going on that's like really, really, really hot? No, but it's just a lot of stuff that we need to chit chat about. And that's exactly what we are going to do. Well, first up, I want to put this. Y'all know that I did a pop up earlier today, and it was about this particular post that one of the derangers, I call her Bitter Betty, she decided to post because if you watch the pop up, and if you haven't watched the pop up, go and watch the pop up because you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, she decided that she had this brilliant idea that she was going to go and buy the domain names of with love Megan .uk and with love Megan.org and direct all the traffic to the what is the Meriden the Royal Meriden Hospital. Yes, and just send people over there to make donations to the hospital in the name of with love Megan. And I'm telling you, as you can see in the post here, it says the flock realized that Love Megan website were up for grabs. So we got with Love Megan .uk and with Love Megan .net. I'm telling you, she just really thought she had came up with Einstein. Something to absolutely match something that Albert Einstein had came up with because she was so busy patting herself on the back, she didn't realize how stupid her idea actually was. And so she started directing people's traffic, and all of the derangers, the toadies, the ugly old hags, the bitter betties, the potato heads, all of them. And not to mention her ghoul squad. That's what I'm looking for. Don't even talk about them because she absolutely tagged every one of them in there. And while I'm talking, one of the readers in the comments said that one of their favorite sayings that I say is little tooth, big tooth. I think it was D. Miller and said, who is Little Tooth, Big Tooth? And I'm going to explain it. I told them that I was going to tell them who Little Tooth, Big Tooth was in my next podcast. And I'm going to put it like this. Little Tooth, Big Tooth, it has a channel on this particular app. Little Tooth Big Tooth is she is one of the original bitter baddies. Just nothing nice to say about Megan. Has a whole channel just build up on hating Megan. Her whole income comes from hating Meghan. And when she first started, she had little bitty teeth and a lot of gum. And so the squatties would call her Gumby because she had them little chiclet, just teeny tiny teeth and gums about like this. Like Beavis and Butthead. Have you ever saw that? And I think I can't remember if it's Beavis or Butthead, which one it is that has all them gums, but she was just like that. And with Megan's money, she was able to go and get an operation where she didn't have little little teeth anymore, and kind of balance it out. But of course, she overdid it and got these big teeth now. So that's why I call her little teeth, big teeth, or little tooth, big tooth, because she had the little teeth and now she got the big ones. And so that is my explanation for little tooth, big tooth. And every time I say it, I have to get tickled because Megan paid for them teeth. She does nothing but spew bile and hatred out about Megan, out of Megan's teeth. Because Megan paid for them teeth. I'm just saying. And Megan pay a whole lot of house notes. Megan pays a whole lot of car notes. Megan really, really be running the checks over there for them because their hatred really pays. I'm just saying. So that is the reason why I say little tooth, big tooth. Any more explanation for all of my little sayings about some of the trolls, the toadies, the ugly old hags, and all of them, just hit me up in the comments and I will explain. But yes, so she had posted this. So the reason I'm saying all that to kind of piggyback on my pop-up that I did, I found the receipt that someone went in there and donated money to the hospital, which is great, which is absolutely great. And it says donation receipt, and then they talk about the charity at Royal Martin .org, and then as you see they blacked out the name, but it says thank you for, I'm gonna put it up right here. It says thank you for your very kind gift of $250 to the Royal Martin Cancer Charity, given in celebration of With Love Meg. It says the new Netflix show of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. By donating to the Royal Martin Cancer Charity, you made a virtual difference. You made a vital difference in the lives of cancer patients and their families. Please find your donation detail below. And yes, yes, yes. And this particular squatter said this. This has backfired on them spectacularly. Yes, it did. Because they always judge us by them. And we are so different. I have said that so many times. We're not in this for hate like they are. We're in it for love. Yes, and that is the difference. They think we're like them, but we are not. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum. And I love it. I do. I love it. And I love this for them. And I'm gonna put this up. This kind of piggybacks on what I was saying earlier, and on the pop-up, this particular squatty posted this with a picture of that receipt, and it says, so let me get this straight. You thought this was a good idea to donate money to one of Kate's royal patrons, Royal Martin, by using With Love Megan, then donating £250 only to get a reply from Royal Martin thanking you for celebrating Megan, has truly backfired. And all I can say to that is I love it. And that is pretty much the way it always go. When you lead with hate, it never works out. It doesn't. And I just love it for us. I love it for Megan. I love it for us. And I love it for them. All right. I'm going to put this up, and Kaiser over at Celebrity posted this, and then somebody reposted it. And Kaiser said Prince William brutally heckled with anti-monarchy chants at the Aston Villa match. Yes, it was. Yes, he was. And I'm telling you, it was so delicious. They are learning that people are just starting to not really want to stand behind barriers and wave to them while they go down the street in a golden carriage and they continue to run that $1 billion check. People are getting a little tired of that. But this particular squatty reposted that and said, what he deserves. Wait, it's a lie. They said, Slumlord Willie abolish the greedy monarchy. Those are the hashtags that they use. And yes, I agree. He absolutely deserves it. And he had to take it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up. And it says this particular squatty, I mean, it got a lot of press. And this particular squatty reposted an article. And the article said Celtics fan sings if you hate the Royals, clap your hands to Prince of Wales. Yes, they did. They did. If you hate the Royals, clap your hands. And it says, gotta love the Scots. It said the Prince of Wales was subject to chants of Lizzie in the box. Y'all, the Queen has been dead for 2 years. Oh my God. These people are brutal. Oh my goodness. Not Lizzie in the box. I know they did it after the Queen died. She wasn't even in the vault yet. They were chanting that. These people are brutal. And 2 years later, they said, we going to keep this going. And it goes on to say, and if you hate the royal family, clap your hands. I'm just saying. And it says, by Celtic fans during Aston Villa Champions League clash with the Scottish club. I have no idea what any of that means. I guess Aston Villa is one of the football clubs, and it was a Champion League clash, I guess, match. I don't know, but I know William was there acting like he was some kind of rowdy old football fan. He did not act like he was the next king of the United Kingdom. I don't know what has gotten into him, but it's not attractive. I'm just saying. But yes, 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 they ate him up, left no crumbs. Absolutely. The minute he showed his face, they were singing Lizzie in the box. And then they turn around and say, if you hate the royal family, clap your hands. And also, let's absolutely put this up. It says William was welcomed in the stadium by the Celtics fans singing, we're walking in a hairy wonderland. They made up a song about Harry. Harry Wonderland. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. All right, yeah, I'm gonna put this up too. This particular squatty absolutely posted an article that they wrote about that. And they said it was in the Sun. Said they mentioned it in the title, but they did not mention it in the article that they sang this song called Walking in a Hairy Wonderland. I love that for William. I do. And this article says Celtics fans taunt Prince William at Aston Villa match with songs about the Queen and Prince Harry and Michael Flannan. Who is absolutely educate me. Great Britain squatties. Y'all, UK squatties, y'all educate me about who is Michael Flagan. Oh, I know who it is. It's that pedo priest. If that's who it is, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. But that's the only one I can think of. But yeah. Mm. And this particular squatty reposted this article and said the Sun added Harry into it, but didn't mention Harry in the article. Just what I just said. Yes. I'm telling you, I love this for William. Y'all, I'm gonna put this up. We're going fast. We're going fast tonight because we have a lot. And this particular squatty said this: just imagine you put so much energy to destroying your brother's reputation, but everywhere you go, there are chants and boos. Jesus and Jesus and Diana is working harder than the British media. Where's the lie? Where is it? Because it seems like they absolutely do everything they can to tear Harry and Meghan down, and they are the only ones that get torn down. And Harry and Meghan didn't have anything to do with it. The people keeps coming for their necks, and especially every time they go to Scotland. The Scottish people do not have anything for that family except smoke. They don't like anything about them. And do not set any barriers out because guess what? It's a guarantee that you will not need them because it's not any Scottish person is going to stand behind a barrier to see anything that that family is doing. I'm telling you, if they put them out, it's only to embarrass William or whoever it is showing up because we all know that the Scottish people have nothing but smoke for that family. And I love it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up. And Kitty Cat was out too. She was out, and Victoria Ward, she works over there to the Telegraph. She is one of those flying monkey toadies. She is a flying monkey and a toady. And she posted this saying the Princess of Wales is visiting, and I hope I get this right. Is it Hefan Ty Hefan Children Hospital near Cardiff, and it says she has today became patron of the hospice, following in the footsteps of both Diana, Princess of Wales, and the King. It is her first so called away day outside of London since completing, we don't know, performative cancer treatment. They need to stop. They love to push that narrative. When will they know that people are just not eating what they are serving? It is people are just not. But yeah, she was over there at a hospice for children. And I wonder where she got that idea. Could it be the LA Children's Hospital where Megan was and went and visited and absolutely sit down and read to the children? You know, could could it be? Could it be that all of a sudden she's interested in sick children? I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up. And this is one of the pictures that they took while she was there. And Squatties absolutely noticed something. And my whole thing is this. We all know that this is Kate. This is Kate getting the money shot. But this particular Squatty said this: who knew that visiting terminally ill children could be so hilarious. It's not. It's about the money shot. It's always about the money shot. This woman will use anything. If she saw someone run over a dog and the dog's leg was broken, she would run out there, take a picture with the hurt animal if she thought that would give her some kind of positive press, something to put on the pages of those rags over there. This is who she is. She will use anything and anybody for the money shot. And that's all it is. And it is to keep the public gaslit. So they will keep being just fine with those $1 billion checks being ran on the yearly. Yes, this is what it's all about. Is to feed that ego, to put her on the front pages, to keep that check running, and to keep the public gaslit. And this other squatty said this under the bottom of it. Isn't it odd how the children aren't smiling? Well, the children don't have to, they're not interested in the money shot. That's why they're not smiling. They don't know anything about the money shot, but she knows exactly about the money shot. And that is exactly what it is. This is what I have been saying over and over and over again. It's always about this. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And I don't know how this picture got released. But it's so funny to me. It is some pictures always get released that are not quite as flattering to William or Kate or Charles or the horse from time to time. Because we would not be getting pictures like this of Kate if someone wasn't taking it and releasing it. I mean, the candid moments, the times when the mask kind of slips down a little bit. And I think this is what happened in this particular picture. Her mask kind of slipped down a little bit because maybe she was irritated with this little girl. I don't know. We don't know what the story is, but we can absolutely look at her face and she don't look no kind of way pleased. I'm just saying. But this particular squatty said this, effing HE double hockey sticks. Why does she look so aggressive in the picture with the child in the wheelchair? Good question. Look at her face. No self awareness whatsoever. Well, she maybe didn't know that the money shot was still going on. And she absolutely let that mask slip. We all know Kate. One thing about Kate, now she can keep her mask up, but it will slip. William, his rarely slips. He can hold that mask up, buddy. But her, she cannot hold it up for the full amount of time. Every now and then it'll just slip down and we get this. And like I said, somebody is not liking her because we wouldn't have got this picture. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty did like a close up and a lot of different pictures, and we're gonna go through it. But this particular squatty said this: when the mask drops for a few seconds, you see the real face. Look how evil, angry she is looking at the child because the child's eyes are not on her. Maybe it was because she wanted to make sure the child was looking at her to get the money shot. Because we all know it's not about the sick child, it's not about the dying child. Because if they're in hospice, they are in dire, their situation is not that good. It's like the little girl that she absolutely took the picture with over there in Windsor, the little young girl that passed away. She put her face in front of her because it was about the money shot even then. And it could have been today, this little girl in a wheelchair, with all these health issues. could care less. She's not absolutely cooperating the way Kate wants her to cooperate so she can get that money shot. Maybe that is it. Now, it may not even be that. That's just me, saying what it could be. I'm just saying. So here's a picture. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But this little girl is not smiling at all. And all I can say about this is this. Now, I would be willing. I see it's a Getty image, so evidently somebody at Getty is not so thrilled with her, but I digress. I would not even speculate on a picture like this if they wasn't the way they are about Meghan. They will absolutely Photoshop Meghan into looking like this and then build up a whole narrative around a picture that they have Photoshopped. They never give Meghan the benefit of the doubt. They always want to make her out the villain. So I said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We don't stop until you stop. And since we are playing the game of not giving any kind of slack to anybody, no benefit of the doubt is to be given. I will not give any benefit of the doubt to Kate. It looks pretty terrible. I'm just saying. And this particular squatter even went in and blew the picture up. Don't look good, Kate. That's a Getty image too. I'm just saying. She done got some Botox on her forehead too. Cause I'm telling you, she was looking like a Sharpay up here. So yeah, she done got some Botox. I'm just saying. Just notice that too. Just a little side caveat. Cause y'all know I'm messy like that. But yes, she been over there in the chair with some needles in her face because her face looking better. Because these are Gettys. And so we know that this is actually the way she looks. So I'm just saying, there's some Botox been happening up there. But I digress. This particular squatty just came in close and it really doesn't look so good, does it? I'm just saying. And here it is again, closer up. Mask slipping down. I'm just saying, being mean to a child in a wheelchair. How awful. Now, if we was, like them on the other side, we would make up a whole campaign around this picture right here. Just put a whole story to it. I'm just saying, but we just trying to figure out what's going on and we'll leave it there. That's the difference. And then this particular squatty decided to add this picture with the cross saying, y'all know what that means. Trying to keep them demons away. Because we all know that mask slipping tells a lot about the soul of the person. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. And she did two. I kid you not. She did two engagements in a day. When is the last time that happened? But she did. She went to Corgi, which is a textile manufacturer in South Wales. She did. And she went there and tried to, well, they were showing her how they make socks. And she got on one of the machines and we all know what happened there. It was the same thing that happened with when she tried to make pancakes. We all know mediocre can't do too much, and they definitely can't catch on. And this particular squatty posted that um, particular event. Well, she kind of reposted Victoria Ward because somehow they think being mediocre is cute. They think not being able to accomplish anything, not being able to tie any sentences together, not being able to be worth anything to anybody or doing anything for anybody, just walking around with a hat on your head is good enough. But I digress. As people in the real world, we don't think, that's something to be praised. I'm just saying. And this particular squatter said this: she can't cook, she can't give speeches, she can't really work. What can she do? Millions in taxpayer money for that level of mediocrity. There's people who work every day from 9 to 5 and who can't have a proper meal. The monarchy is such a joke. Where is the lie? And it seems like these people just absolutely enjoy running these mediocre people $1 billion every year, just running that check so she can walk around in very expensive clothes and kiki and not be able to communicate and just walk around and do nothing and be happy with it and bow to them. I saw her when she made her entrance and she got out of the car. They bowed down to that mediocre woman. And I bet you the woman who was bowing down to her actually was more accomplished than Kate is. You see, that is just weird to say the least. I'm just saying, and running them checks, and then they'll run $1 billion check, and then run down to Buckingham Palace or on the mall, stand behind barriers in the rain, wave a flag while a golden carriage goes down the street that they have paid for. That's something to think about right there. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up. It's a little off topic, but it's not, and it's kind of about Kate and how Harry just absolutely finally figured her out. And these 4 pictures, how they tell such a story. And this old troll thought she was doing something when she posted this, saying that she tried bringing her teeth here, but was reminded her place in this relationship, meaning that Meghan somehow was reminded of who she was when Kate showed up. And this particular squatty reposted that and said, no, 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 it's a whole different story. No, 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 you're not interpreting it right. It says a story in 4 pictures. It says, as soon as Kate showed Harry who she really was, he was done with her. And look at the pictures. Harry and Meghan. This is when I think this was Meghan's first time on the balcony. I think it was, and her and Harry just enjoying themselves, talking to one another. Look at the first picture, the second picture, and then the third picture. It seemed like they are sharing some kind of joke or something. And then she comes out, peeks out, and Harry and Meghan is like, I'm not having none of this. Especially Meghan. Look at Meghan's face. Meghan is like not having any of it. And that right there can tell you exactly what the dynamic was in the relationship between the Sussexes and the Cambridges at the time. I'm just saying, Meghan never had nothing for this woman after all of the nonsense that she was willing to do for her wedding, and just about the lip gloss. And then talking about they owed them some kind of Easter present. Just trying to create chaos out of nothing, out of thin air. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And another one of the flying monkeys has gotten on an airplane and flew 5,000 miles to Montecito to write about Harry and Meghan's grocery stores, their beach, people walking up and down the street, the little shops that they shop at, anything. It is so ridiculous that these flying monkeys keep going to Montecito. At this point, Harry and Meghan should absolutely have some kind of stalking restraining order against the lot of them. Because why do they keep coming down to Montecito? They know that they're not going to see Harry and Meghan. They know that nobody is really going to speak to them except that one man who is a plant down there who used to be a flying monkey, that it is a former flying monkey that used to work over there for them rags, and he is the only one that talks to them. And like I say, he is a plant, and he lives nowhere near them because the fact that he is not in the same, how should I put it, financial bracket as Harry, Meghan, Oprah, and the rest of the people over there. I think they said Gwyneth Paltrow just built a mansion in Montecito. So why are you getting on a plane to come down to Montecito to see the beach, or go to the bookstore, or some old nonsense mess is that, and then try to pretend like Harry is miserable in Montecito, and you had never even saw Harry the whole time you came down there. And why does these rags keep paying these people airfare to go to Montecito? Why? But I digress. And it says, and her name is Katie Glass. Katie Glass. Not the one-eyed cyclops who has made 2 trips to Montecito. That would be Jan Moore. But this one is Katie Glass, and she is from the Times, a Murdoch paper. And so she hopped and scurried her little tail down to Montecito, 5,000 miles away, to write a article called Inside Montecito, Harry and Meghan's Super Rich Hometown. Isn't that some nonsense? And she said, I went to Montecito. She posted about this, and she reposted something somebody had posted. And I can't even pronounce this person's name. I think it's a lady. I have no idea who this person is. But it is her their post said, well, they tagged Katie Glass, and they says, wow, it's unlikely that any Montecito resident will have voted for Trump. They do have something in common with Trump supporters. They are all equally bonkers. Yeah, that's what she said. I smell a jealous, bitter old hag. And that's all this is about, jealousy. And this article went on. Well, I didn't even look up the article. I'm not giving them a click. Maybe if Kaiser does an article about an article and she'll go in there and get it, I might read it. I don't know. I know Kaiser did one about William being booed, and I didn't even bother with that because all I wanted out of the article is to find out he was really booed and all this other stuff really happened. So that's kind of the thing with this article. I mean, aren't we bored yet? It has been half a decade and you still sending people flying on an airplane 5,000 miles to a town to see somebody's grocery store, or just hoping and wishing on wishing that you might see Harry bicycling through the community or something like that. Harry has so much land, he can bicycle on his own property. So it is very, very rare that you would see Harry in the town of Montecito. But they go there hoping on hope and wishing on wishes. And when they can't, they go to the grocery store, they go to the coffee shop, and they write about that. And it has been half a decade already. I kid you not. But like I said, this article, the name of the article is Inside Montecito, Harry and Meghan Super Rich Hometown. When the Sussexes left Britain for Montecito, few had heard of a small Californian enclave. Now, Gwyneth just moved into her new Echo mansion there, but the locals are complaining about their rural neighbors. And you know what they're saying? What they say they are saying in this article. Like I said, I hadn't read it. I'm not gonna give them a click. I serve up dust as much as I possibly can. But they say what they're talking about is because since Harry and Meghan moved there, the property value has gone up. I don't know too many people who will complain about their property value. And from what I understand, the taxes are very low because they even went there. I think it was Daily Mail went and found out how much Harry and Meghan was going to pay on taxes. And for the house that Harry and Meghan got, the taxes that I think it was like $150,000. That is really good. That is really good property tax. So I don't know what these people are talking about, except they're jealous and they're mad and they want Harry to come back, and he keeps saying no. And they never wanted Harry to have anything. And now Harry has this big mansion, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, a community that embraces him, and he has really great friends and family. And they absolutely just cannot take it. They cannot, because this is not the scenario that they had really played up in their fevered mind. They had made up a whole different scenario for Harry and Meghan. They're supposed to be back over to the UK by now, hungry, coming back with their tails between their legs like Sophie and Edward did when all of their dreams of independence has crashed. But Harry and Meghan hadn't crashed. They hadn't crashed out. And they continue to come over and try to find something to talk about because their little narrative has not worked out. The fever dream has not come true. I'm just saying. And this right here is the picture that she posts. This is Katie Glass. Well, at least this is the picture she wants us to to think she looks like. This is a picture. It's kind of like that picture of Angela Levin. You know, the one she posts all the time. The one back, she took it in back in, I don't know, 65, 70, 1950. I mean, she took it way back there. And that picture, still using that picture. And this is the picture that she put forth. And all of her, you should see the other one. Ooh, it looks really, really, I can't even recognize her. She don't even really look like the real one, because y'all want to see what the real Katie Glass looked like? Here she is. Here she is. Yes, an Ozempic model. Yes, she is. She is. But yet and still she want to pretend like she is something that she's not. She is just like the one-eyed cyclops, but her eyes are not all crossed up, one looking at you and one looking for you. Hers, when she look at you, both of hers look at you. That's the only difference. But yet and still she want to perpetrate and pretend like she is something different. I was running to see, was she really this person that she was presenting? And this is the rub for me. They don't do nothing but lie when it comes to themselves and to Harry and Meghan. They are liars all the way around. I'm just saying. So meet Kate, the real Katie Glass, not the one that she is posting around town. Who's she trying to catfish? I don't know. I guess she's trying to catfish us. Katie. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up. And Meredith had posted something, and then somebody, another squatty, reposted it. And Meredith said, "Spoiler: Man grows up, has kids, and lives in a private community nestled between the Sandnes Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Dreadful." Why did Meredith say that? Well, this is a quote from the, I guess, from the article, and it says, "I find myself feeling sorry for Harry, who found himself living somewhere so bland." That's what she says about Montecito. Now, the one-eyed Cyclops, when she went to Montecito, she said it was so lavish, so upscale, so unattainable, so you can't relate to it. But this one is saying it's bland, it's this. But I'll tell you one thing, y'all can't keep yourselves out of it. Why are you over there? And but I digress. Let me read it over. It says, "I find myself feeling sorry for Harry, who found himself living somewhere so bland. As someone who spent my 20s chasing a young prince around Bages, I guess that's a place maybe in the UK. That was a lot more interesting than my day in Montecito." She spent one day, flew 5,000 miles to stay one day in Montecito, and this is the nonsense she came up with. I kid you not. And this particular squatty said this: "Reeling in jealousy and hate because Prince Harry is living the good life and them gargoyles are still stuck in a gloomy and dreadful sunken island being racist AF. I would choose Paradise Montecito all day, every day." Yes, trying to paint Montecito as a bland and gloomy place, and it's on the Pacific Ocean. We have saw the pictures, and we have saw the pictures of Harry's house. Harry is doing just fine. We done saw the pictures of his wife and his children and his dogs and everything. Harry is doing just fine. Harry's happy, and anybody that puts a microphone and a camera on Harry, he'll let you know that he is doing fine and he is happy and he's not coming back. They cannot come to terms with that. I said this in a past podcast this past week. They are not moving through the five stages of grief very well. They are still stuck in denial, anger, bargaining. They are still bargaining. They are still bargaining. Come on, he can come back. And you see the articles all the time. Those three, they are stuck in the first three. They have not, it seems like they'll never get to the fifth stage, which is acceptance. After 5 years, they still have not made it to acceptance yet. They are still bargaining and they still angry and they are still in denial. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatter said this about this nonsense this woman is talking about, this Katie Glass. It says, "Is this even normal? This journalist is happy that she was sent to another country to stalk people and then write trash and lies that she calls journalism. Not only is this not normal, but after Harry's win on Murdoch, the timing is foul." Well, it's a lie because he owns the time. She works for the time. And 5,000 miles to go down there and stalk Harry and Meghan. But as another squatty said in a previous post, that this is stalking. California has very strict stalking laws. They better watch themselves. Yes, they absolutely better check themselves before they wreck themselves. Because if Harry and Meghan decide to absolutely go to the police and say they are being stalked, they will be arrested on sight. I'm just saying. And I would love it. I'm telling you, I would. I'm telling you, I would have a breaking news pop up because that would just be too delicious for me to stay away. I'm telling you. But they better watch themselves. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty reposted what Meredith said and added this. They just don't want to accept that Prince Harry is a grown man and not the pub Harry anymore. They want the old version of Harry back. Where is the lie? I have heard them on panels asking for Harry to come back. We miss the old Harry, the Harry that was falling out of the pubs drunk. That Harry, the one that was playing strip poker in Las Vegas. That Harry, the one that was self-destructing so we could have all the headlines. That Harry, the one that was going through the mental health crisis right in front of their eyes so they could write more and more articles about it. That Harry. That's the Harry they want. They don't want the healthy Harry, the happy Harry, the Harry that has a wife and kids and is happy and content in his life. They don't want that Harry. They want the Harry that is crashing out. They might as well just say that's exactly what they want. And it says they want the old version of Harry back. The Harry they could hack, the Harry who hung out with his drunken friends at the pub instead of the Harry who has a family and responsibilities. Just what I just said. They want that Harry back. The one that's crashing completely out so they can have headlines, then they can write and they can use him to make money. That's what it's all about. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up, and I saw this and I said I got to add it to the podcast because it says everything that needs to be said. And I'm gonna put it up, and it says she left 5 years ago, but in the UK they still feel threatened by her presence. Where is the lie? Meghan is 5,000 miles away, and they continue to write about her on the daily. They continue to make up lies and try to contrast her against Kate every day and try to make her out the villain. They try to say everything she does is wrong when she's just living her life and then proceed at copying everything that she does. It's ridiculous. But it goes on to say that they will do anything, write anything to stop her from succeeding. Where is the lie? We saw it on full display when she canceled, when she pushed back with Love Megan and we saw the plan unfold. It just absolutely pulled the curtain back and we could see what they were doing. Their plans to try to mute her success, to try to destroy her. And it was laid bare there for all of us to see. I'm just saying. It says the Vanity Fair fabricated article had nothing to do with Prince Harry and NGN. It was created to stop Meghan from being successful. And it says, the more they try to bring me down, the higher I will rise. And that is absolutely true. But isn't it something? It was laid bare for us to see. They absolutely put a plan in place to try to make her television series to become a flop. They even put together that old Vanity Fair article. They had it all planned out. And it was all just laid out there for us to see. And we just called it out for what it was. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna put this one up. And only reason I'm putting this up is because I'm petty and I'm messy. And that's the only reason. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody, anything else. It don't have anything to do with anything that I did in this particular podcast. But it's just that I am messy and petty. And I'm gonna put it up because when I saw this, I howled. When I saw this post, I'm telling you, I cackle. And it is a repost of Kaiser, who absolutely wrote an article about an article, which was that People article that I said, and I covered it. I think it was not the last podcast or maybe the podcast before. I can't remember. My podcast is starting to run together. But about Camilla's facialist and how it said Camilla's skin was so young and how she was beautiful on the inside and out. And so Kaiser had wrote Queen Camilla's facialist. Camilla is beautiful, is a beautiful person with incredibly young skin. And this person reposted that and said this. Y'all, I know I'm petty, but I could not resist. It said, who is her facialist? Helen Keller? Mm, I know that is old school. Tell me in the comments if y'all know who Helen Keller is. But when I saw that, who is her facialist? Helen Keller. Oh my God, y'all. I cannot. I can't. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up. And this came out today that Prince Hakeem and Princess Maria will attend the Invictus Games in Vancouver in February. And he is like the spare of the King of Denmark. It's King Frederick and Queen Mary, and they are the spare couple to them, just like Harry and Meghan is the spare to Will Not and Cannot. And so they are coming to the Invictus game. So they announced that today, and they announced it in the Dutch paper. And so I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty posted this says Prince Hakeem is the younger brother of King Frederick of Denmark, and he has said publicly that he sympathizes with Prince Harry, being the spare himself, so not at all surprised by this news. Well, if you remember that Princess Maria, I think, yeah, Princess Maria, that's her name. Yeah, she had so much to say. She had so much smoke for Meghan and Harry when they spoke out about what they had done, and she particularly said something about Meghan. I'm gonna put this up, and if you see the newspaper articles, you see right down there it said Meghan Markle's heartbreak, and it said Duchess told complaining is useless by Denmark princess. Yes, but we all know when Queen Marguerite, Margaret or whatever her name is. Y'all know I don't know all them queens and kings over there, but I digress. When Queen Margaret, I think that's the way you pronounce her name, when she stripped the Hakeem and Marie, Prince Hakeem and Princess Maria's children of their titles, then all of a sudden they started to complain. She started to complain when everything was going down with Megan. She just saying it's no reason to complain. You don't, it was told complaining is useless. But all of a sudden, when the kids get stripped of their titles, they in a park somewhere giving interview after interview talking about how it's so unfair. The complaining started. So I'm just saying, and this particular squatty, us squatties, we don't forget nothing, nothing, and we absolutely have not forgotten that. And this squatty said this: Megan is too nice, but I hope she pays the wife dust. because she did say that. When it was happening to Meghan, she had no sympathy. It's no use in complaining, it's useless. But when it happened to them, here they are talking about it and complaining. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put our picture up today. Our beautiful, beautiful Duchess. What y'all think she's thinking about? I'm just saying, give me a caption for what you think Megan is thinking in this picture. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye. Bye.